Deanna is not the easiest person to gain access to quality time with for whatever reason, and I get the feeling that a lot of people want to talk to me in the hopes of also meeting Deanna. So I just want to bring awareness to that reality.
Yeah.
And so you're not the only one. So thank you for saying that. You're not everyone says that. And then yeah, it's a good question. So what I'm Deanna, yes, you're right. There's all these beautiful women that come on our retreats. And there's a lot of beautiful men that come on our retreats. There's beautiful people that come on our retreats, and it's a beautifying and a beautiful experience. So everyone, I think, starts to glow more. I literally now that I'm making a video of me saying this, I want to do this for the Breaking Normal Academy. Actually, is getting like a close-up picture of people's faces and their bodies before we do anything. And then after the 4 days doing the same thing, because it is some sort of transformative cocoon, the caterpillar to the butterfly type of thing that happens. So I want to like let you know, we're like highlighting the beauty in the videos you see of people peaking in their beauty. And yes, Deanna, I think what it is, Deanna believes that she's the most beautiful. For me, like she believes that she's the most beautiful that she can be. And if that's true, and maybe and even so, even if she doesn't believe that, I trust that she believes that the only way to more beautify herself, whatever that means, it's about her. It's not how other people perceive her. How other people perceive her is probably directly correlated to the way she perceives herself.
Right.
And what I'm hearing is that you may doubt your beauty. And you're looking for, like, there might be some sort of doubt about your own beauty that you're wanting to really let go of. And just I really understand that you and Deanna and every person on the world is the most beautiful they can be, especially when they recognize they're not supposed to necessarily look like someone else. They're supposed to shine the brightest they can in their human suit.
Right. Okay.
And I think Deanna's pretty good at that. Like, Deanna just doesn't give two shits about what other people think. And what I know about that...
But then what about, like, insecurity?
Well,
like, it's not even, like, sometimes it's not even physical beauty. I think it's more, like, insecurity. Like, can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. It's coming in good. It's coming in
nice.
nice.
It's like the day and age we live in, it's just everyone kind of cheats on everyone. So I guess...
Oh, okay. You're saying that. And no, I want to dispel that. I want to dispel that everyone cheats on everyone. But I get it.
Disclaimer.
I get it. From my understanding of the statistics, like half of marriages maybe work, and then how many of those marriages that actually stay together, how many of they are actually happy and thriving? It's probably a rare thing percentage-wise based on our recent past. So much so that my friend Kevin has been on a lot of our events recently. We were playing the Breaking Normal game the other day, and he went on to a passionate rant about how he doesn't believe in marriage.
I don't.
And then he was like, well, and the one couple, he gave a disclaimer that Deanna and myself seemed to like prove that his theory wrong. But he's saying we're outliers. So that being said, like, I think it's because Deanna and I started our relationship based on making sure there was no secrets. It was a very fun, comfortable start. I mean, it was maybe arguably an extreme amount of time confessing to each other. And still, I'm like, now I'm wondering, was the path that I found myself on the path that could be the one I lose myself on? Because sometimes I've caught myself relying on confessing to her. And I think there's even a deeper truth in that. However, the constant confession from the beginning has made it real clear that neither one of us would ever, if the negligible chance of something like that might happen, we would probably be the first to tell the other person right away. It's just like that's how our relationship is. Like if I do something sketchy, that Deanna would think was sketchy, probably one of the first people that I'm gonna tell about is her.
Right.
And we understand this about each other. So then we're much less likely to do anything sketchy.
Right. Okay. So it's that openness that you guys have that makes it successful, I think.
Yeah, and it's so such openness with our thoughts. I'm questioning it. I'm questioning that there's something beyond relying on confessing, but that's maybe this is like when you get into perfecting a sport. I don't know if you've ever heard the 80-20 rule. Like 20% of your input gives 80% of your output. 20% of and then to go beyond that threshold's a whole nother ball game. That's the difference between someone that's just really good at something versus the best in the world. So as a general idea, constant confession at the start of a relationship is what makes a real relationship.
Right, and I agree with you. I completely agree with you. Okay, I have so many things I want to say. Okay, I guess I'll just summarize this with, like, how do you know when to let go and when to let God? Because sometimes I feel like I'm intuitively drawn to change something in my life, but then it's not working out no matter how much I try. So then how do you know when you have to let go? Like, physically in your world, but then emotionally you can't. Like, how do you know what I mean? Like
well, the original question...
Fight for this, like a relationship, for example.
The original question I heard is how to let go or let God, and I'm thinking, like, what's the difference?
Sorry?
What's the difference between letting go and letting God?
Letting go is like you're acting on it and you're causing the change, and letting God is just letting the universe take over and do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, like if you want to, we are at 9 minutes and 10 seconds right now, so I'm going to honor this creative constraint with about 90 seconds left. Is there something else that you want to focus on in the 90 seconds, or no? Because we can dive deeper into that idea.
Not really. No. Just you can summarize it.
Yeah, my summary is this: is like I've found a lot of freedom in believing every choice I make is the best choice, not only for me, but for everyone.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that is letting go and letting God.
Yeah, that's true. I see what you're saying.
And when I really, like, by me really believing that, then that becomes my reality.
Yeah, that's true. And can I ask you one last question?
Please.
This is more about, like, your book writing process. How did you get started? Because, like, I kind of want to write a book one day as well. But what do you recommend for, like, a starting author?
The way I got started was I started a mastermind group called 10 All In, and the 10th person that signed up, he was spying. He was actually he was studying to be a spy at once, and then he decided he wanted to be a writer, and I think his skill of spying on me for an extended period of time, combined with his skill of writing, and combined with me feeling like resistant to typing my book on a keyboard. And I think I had this idea for the longest time, but I'm like, what's the delay about? Why is this book not getting made? And then I realized I love speaking. Like I think it's when I started realizing I love speaking, like text messages, like if anyone is in correspondence with me via text, they're like, they almost maybe, if anything, like, why does this guy only send video messages and text messages? There's something about typing in me that it's like, or writing in me. It doesn't feel as good as me standing and speaking and walking and talking. So then I realized that the part of me that was wanting the part that was holding me back from creating the book was the part of me was someone else's dream come true. And so I invited him to Montana with me, and we went on like the most I believe we lived the most inspiring month of both of our lives up to that point. And I was creating audio messages all like a lot of the days, and like literally lecturing him and like just speaking to him, and he was spying on me. And then about a year later, after voice notes and edits, I'm not saying it's the easiest way to write a book, and it's not. I wanted to call him my not so ghostwriter, because it's not technically a ghostwriter, so I wanted to call it like a Breaking Normal not so ghostwriter. But then when I was getting close to finishing the book, someone was like, that would confuse, like this is where you're being unnecessarily transparent. Like by being honest about this, it's more confusing. But the way it was written is by me speaking it and having a scribe. I acknowledge him and like the scribe. I'm like, Sam Poppy, my scribe. So that's how I did it. I realized the part of me that was holding me back from writing the book was just a partnership waiting for me.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
You had a connection.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like anything, if anyone's ever watching this right now and they believe there's a small part of them that's holding them back from realizing their biggest dream in the world, there may be someone else in the world that's dreaming of partnering with you on that aspect. Whether it's writing a book, creating a movie, creating an app, a company, a family, whatever it might be, that this is, I think, the beautiful human dynamic that we find ourselves in. Although we may be different leaves, we may all be part of the same tree.
Run, guan, guan, guan. Run, guan, guan, guan. Run, guan, guan, guan. Run, guan, guan.